Alright guys, I'm going to go over the Coinank settings because they are kind of complicated and I also have changed them up a bit. So the first thing we're going to go over is set the tick count, set this to 1, set the tick count to 2. The ask bid profile is what I use for the most part because I'm able to do this little zoom in feature and then I could see the actual orders. See, this is like 68, 89, 86. Coming over here you have 17, 17, 42, 60, and then you can compare those numbers. So, if you zoom in, it might look kind of all the same, these colors. So that's why you get this little zoom magnification, and you just kind of look at the orders themselves. To get that specifically, you go into footprint, scroll down, show zoom tooltip, and I went into the settings up here on the footprint. Show zoom tooltip. We'll go in more of those settings in a second, but next thing you want to do is, here we'll go over real quick what the aspect profile delta is. So for this, it's just going to give you what one. For this, it's going to give you both sides of the story, which I like both sides of the story. It's like Excel charts. But this is going to give you what one. This is good for like seeing, you know, tops and bottoms, possible tops and bottoms. Like here we had a ton of people selling at the bottom, not following through. Good manipulative play away from there. So anyone who shorted right here is now basically thinking either taking out, getting liquidated, having stop losses hit. They're getting manipulated. Okay, up here we have a bunch of people selling at the top and we're wicking. So we might actually come back down into here where we know people were selling. So if they wanted to load up, actually continue up, we can come back in here to where they were selling, and that would then let them load up at a point where they knew they were selling massively. So this was 86, this was 91, the most selling, 91 again right here. I know there's basically a lot of people selling in this area. And we also got a bunch of buys, so they could drop now if they wanted to passively into those buys. But you got to be careful. This is at the bottom of a candle and it is 182. So depending on how long they stay in this, they might gather a bunch on both sides, for example. Like, see, it's imbalance right here. This is an imbalance. If like this moved to the next candle, see this right here? This would pop up. These lines on your screen, specifically these lines, not the dotted lines, are representing imbalances. So for example, you see how we had 74, 9, 74, 17, and 49, 11. Those are imbalances that we didn't reclaim. They're going to kind of show up on the chart. So the closest ones that you see, those are the ones you pay attention to. Um, why am I getting these notifications not popping up? Okay, so usually when you hear that noise, that's going to be a large order that was transacted on the blockchain. It's going to pop up and it's going to show you. So Coinank has a lot of these little things. So you can actually click the details, go to the actual link to the the blockchain itself transaction, and you can see how many Bitcoin they transferred. So if they send it to an exchange, if they send it to a cold wallet, um, whatever they may be doing, depending on if it's up or down, is how they're going to react. So, for example, down here, they were sending a lot of money to wallets. And so you can only imagine we're not going to go down too far because they're obviously picking up and sending to wallets. They're buying the dip. They're expecting higher prices. As we're going down, they're sending that to the wallet. If they were sending it to the wallet up here, meaning they were buying, and so the bids might want to get hit. So we're up, so that, you know, usually they sell when we're up. They're not going to buy when we're up. So you would only assume that the bids are getting hit, that they might be able to start reaching their way down. And then, it's the psychology. So not every single order you see is going to be like, let's just say you get an order right here. Someone's sending to an exchange. Okay, they're selling, right? You would think that they're selling. it's going down. In reality, they're sending to the exchange and they sell when it's up. They might be, if it's down, expecting price to come up. So you just got to be careful because this right here, this is down for the day. This could be up for the day. This is still kind of down for the day. You don't want to just go off the daily open. You really do want to go off of something like just looking at the 4 hour. It just makes a lot more sense. So we were down for the day. We're still kind of down for the day. We're up for the day. Anything up here is up, starting to get into up for the day. And so if you see that come to an exchange, uh, there's two scenarios for each one. So if it's sent to a wallet or sent to an exchange, there's two scenarios for the scenario that it's up and scenario that it's down. So I'll probably be going more into that in detail. I wish I could link. YouTube's so stupid. It won't let me link my Discord. I would just link you my Discord, and then you could just go there, and I have all this written down for you. It's a pretty long explanation. But for the sake of the video, I'll just read it off for you. One second. Okay, if funds are sent to a wallet and price is up, that could signal they aren't willing to sell and the bids could start to get hit, meaning lower prices. If price is down, it could be taken as a sign they bought, bids have been hit, and are holding for higher prices. Okay, and this is the other scenario. If you see an alert, they are sending to an exchange and price is down, expect them to wait until price raises to sell. If it is up, they could start selling immediately. They do not sell as it's going down. Okay? So that let's move on. So we have the indicators. Come over to the indicators. We have the footprint turned on. This is this thing down here. What the footprint is if you just make this a little bit bigger. Okay, we have a lot of buys, bids getting hit right here. Okay, a lot of people are bidding. You see price going down and it looks green and you're confused like why is it down and it looks green? People are bidding, they're getting their orders hit. Okay, and now they're kind of like seeing what could possibly be happening right now. They're kind of feeling it out. Like come over to the 1 hour, which we're getting these wicks. You see these wicks? We're good for money right here. We have a VWAP right here. We have the daily open right here. This is likely going to turn around literally right now and start to come back down. Um, Back into these orders. We have orders right here. We have a partial and cancel. We have fulfill. Basically no orders right here, but we had a ton transacted right here. The closest bids we have are came in 5 minutes ago. Let's see what else. 4 hours ago. So this 4 hour one seems like it is has conviction. So I would say 7 mil right here. Started with 7 mil. That could be a big player. That's good. 62 900. Let's just mark that off. Okay, a nice manipulative sweep below the VWAP, coming back in well into the 50% reclaim of this green vector candle on the 1 hour. Lots of bids. This big green vector candle would be considered bid support, meaning we can come back into the bid. So if they are actually going to raise price, they would have done it in New York session, didn't do it in New York session. So I would assume that we're going to start making our way back into those bid supports so we can actually load up and expect them to have something and a reason to start raising the price. We have 4 days ago 39 million. 30, yeah, this is recently. This is very recent. Even though it says 4 days, I've been looking in this area. You see how it says initial amount? It was an initial 1 mil. Didn't show up on my charts because I don't have 1 mil showing up on my charts. I have like 1.5 plus. Um, so it didn't even show up on my charts. I've been looking at this area. I've never seen a 39 million. So looking at this area, they just added a lot of money up there. Could have been one player, it could have been a bunch of players. We don't exactly know. But I know for a fact yesterday this wasn't there, even though it says 4 days, 5 hours ago. So, keep that in mind. And it could have been 1 mil showing up on my chart. It was so small I didn't notice. But they added 38 mil more to that. Okay, so we have a 38 mil at 66,333. Where is that exactly? 66,333. Right here. Okay. Let's see what else. What else? We got 5 days ago, same thing right here. This same story. 38 million. Started with two. Very, very small orders turning into big orders. They're starting to get conviction up here a little bit. Um, yeah, so if we want to start raising into these orders, I would assume fix some imbalances, hit the bids, V V-shaped recovery right out, big, big, big liquidity on the day of the halving. War news is coming, so that means more people are in the charts. Things are about to get really liquid, and it already is. We had straight moves to the downside, straight moves to the upside, straight moves to the downside. Basically, feeling it out. You could see that we're we're not on a normal day. You see, like this is not happening. We're not doing this. Okay, we're actually moving. So right now they're trying to get into the see this right here, this action right here is basically telling me it's rolling over. It's basically telling me that we should have moved up during New York if we were going higher. But I wouldn't have taken that trade because we didn't get any push. Okay, you would want to go with momentum, especially with all these imbalances down below. Okay, so lots of money right here. Come over to the indicators, and then that was the order book, which shows volume right here. This is volume. This is the bids and asks. Okay, so this is the buys and sells basically. This is the volume, exact volume, and then the rest of the candles I don't look at. These are the only two things I look at. Okay, come over here to so the footprint is basically the colors on the candle. Bar statistics is all this right here, down here. To really use bar statistics, you could just get an idea of what they're doing behind the candle. So for example, right here, um, they're selling, but they're not following through. Okay, where are they buying? Where are they buying? So they're buying, 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 and they're basically keeping it at that range. They're not moving it from this range. So they're buying here, but they're passively being sold into. Okay, so yeah, okay, I'll go over that more in another video, but I'm just giving you the basic idea. Okay, large limit order. The large limit orders are these things you see here, where you can actually see the orders from exchanges. So let's just go into here. Hold on. Yeah, large order. All right. Go to the settings on large order. You add it, and then go to the settings button right here. Okay. So click all of these on. Just turn them all on. So Traders Reality doesn't say turn these all on, only put Binance. I've found that the OKX and the Coinbase orders do matter. More over the OKX orders. I've seen manipulation. I've seen this constant 666. So it is roughly about 1,000, I believe, of Bitcoin. It's the 666, 666, 666, 66.66 million on the orders on OKX, and they get filled. Okay, they aren't ghost orders. They're actually getting filled. So they do matter, and it's pretty frequent too. So I'm not saying just go to these ghost or go to these OKX orders. Just use them as another order on the chart to get an idea of where they're buying and selling. Okay. Um, yeah, just copy these settings. Um, what else? Just copy these settings. This is 10 million, 5.5 million, 1 million. So basically, it's a lot harder to put a large spot order, but large future order. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into but just copy these settings. All right. So what else we got? What else we got? Large. We already went over large limit orders. The VWAP. Turn the VWAP on. You're gonna get all these VWAP bands. Also, you're gonna want come over to the where is it? I think it's right here. No. Yeah, right here. Anchored VWAP. Click that. Go to the high. So for example, go to like the 4 hour. Okay. Hit the anchored VWAP, it's right here. Hit the anchored VWAP, put it to the high, and it's gonna go all the way to the. Just click the high. That's all you need to do, and it's gonna automatically fill in the rest. This is the high of the range. Okay, so if you click the high, you're gonna notice the blue line right here is the VWAP. This is a lower and upper band. I don't pay attention really to the lower and upper band that that much, uh, because I have these. For the lower upper bands, I use these. Okay, I'm just trying to get the VWAP specifically. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna go into the settings. I'm gonna try to change that actually. So no lower band, no upper band, just the VWAP. Just the VWAP. Okay. Where is it? I even don't, I kind of don't even want the green stuff, but just for the sake of like recognizing it. Okay. So this blue line is the VWAP. Specifically, there's multiple VWAPs. There's a VWAP that you could place, like I just showed you, and there's the one that automatically loads. The one that you could place is good just as much as the one that automatically loads. Why? You can get an idea of what they're doing over more than just a day span. Okay? A weekly VWAP, a monthly VWAP. You can get basically an idea of what they're doing over a day span. So what is the VWAP for? So let's just say, you're dropping, okay, and you come back to the VWAP, you're dropping, you come back to the VWAP. You're dropping. Doesn't seem like you're really in anything but short-term moves, especially to the upside. So, or specifically, I should say, you're not looking for more than anything short-term moves to the upside. You're hitting these VWAPs and you're immediately bringing it back down. You're basically coming back to some form of value immediately when people come in. You're starting to sell into them and you're just bringing it right back down. Look, we're coming right back to the VWAP and we're starting to fall again. So I wouldn't be surprised if we meet this VWAP, which we did, and start to immediately fall again. So just be prepared for that. Be careful. Um, VWAP. We went over the VWAP. What else? What else? Liquidation levels. Okay, the liquidation levels. Here, let's go into. Is there any settings we need to do? Yeah, we're gonna go into footprint settings last. The liquidation levels. You don't need to mess with the settings. I mean, at least I don't. Just click them, turn them on, and you're gonna get all of these. Let's see. What's a good way to show you? Okay, there we go. This is a better way to show you. So this purple, this blue, all that. What you need to know is go into the settings and you can see the action what they mean. So the high leverage for longs and shorts is green and red. Everything else is just some random colors that they pick for you. So you do have to understand what that is. So like for example, low leverage for the short side or low liquidations for the low leverage is purple. So all this right here is kind of low. The closer you are to price, usually you're going to have the higher leverage because, not only are we coming back to those orders for the most part, those specific orders, those high leverage ones, but we don't really we don't really have low leverage orders very close to price. Usually that's someone who thinks price is going to immediately turn around. So that's why they have such close liquidations. All right. Last thing, footprint. Tick style 2, style 2. Um, I don't know if you could play with other styles, but I just have style 2. Show zoom tooltip enable. So that means you can actually like zoom in just by looking at hovering your mouse over the candle, which is good because this new update is kind of annoying. Or you can't really tell the number of orders that is transacted in there unless you look at it because now all the colors on the candle looks really big. So they made it like an average of the candle itself, I believe, which is not good in my opinion. Like that makes every candle look the same, so it's like not good. I hope they change that soon. I've noticed it affect my trades a little bit. Like I have to get used to it. It's just a new way of looking at the charts with asks and bids. Okay, let's see. So just copy these settings. This is just random settings. I may have changed one or two. I don't know. I did some experimenting on it. Now this right here, this is important that you flip these colors. You're gonna get an idea of what they're doing. And also it's gonna change the idea of you seeing red sell, green buy. It's gonna start actually, rewiring your brain. So, see, this is a good example. So, 32 million right here transferred from Coinbase wallet to unknown wallet. Okay, so I would consider us up. So let's just go back to the logic right here. If they're transferring to an unknown wallet and price is up, that could signal they aren't willing to sell and the bids could start to get hit. So basically we're gathering more and more confirmations that it might start to roll over. Okay, we gotta also remember, just a little side note, it's 5 o'clock. There's no trading right now. Until 6 p.m. when Sydney opens, EST, there's no trading. So you're gonna be in a dead session. Basically, you're just coming back to orders, especially the orders that. So let's just say you see how we're gathering confirmations to the downside? Well, what they're doing is if they think they're going down and it's a dead session, they might just bring it up to get in a short at a discount. Meaning, and it might literally just be this, come down, come right back up, come up. It's dead. It's just taking the order, setting up for what it wants to do. It's dead. You don't want to trade that inconsistency. Okay, so the ask is going to be on your screen red. Turn that to green, bright green. The bid is going to be green. Turn that to bright red. Let's go over that real quick. And by the way, just you could change this if you want. Um, I gotta see. So messed with this. Doesn't do anything. I had to mess with it because they messed up the colors with the new settings. So it's like I tried. I tried all of this, and nothing really worked to fix basically what they updated. But it's still usable. So the problem, let's make it very clear, the problem here is back in the day, these candles would not show, like you see how this is max right here? Max green. Well, this is max red. This is max green. This is max green. It would basically give it a max green if it's the most max green out of the whole day. So now everything looks the same. Like everything looks the same. Like how are you supposed to look at the color and see really what's going on? I find myself almost always, see, look at this. This is 113. That's a massive amount of cells right there. It's a massive. We might get a little quick oomph. Little quick oomph. because they're buying into that massive amount of sells right there. How would I know looking at this candle that a massive amount of sells came in right there? Besides the fact that I had to zoom into that 113. So that's, yeah, yeah, it's a problem. I gotta keep messaging the support because I know how this program should be working. It was great before. I like it was great before. Now it's annoying. The fact that I have to keep doing this because it doesn't in real time update on the tooltip zoom feature. Like you have to keep moving it to get it to update. That's kind of annoying, you know. So, is what it is. Now, we had a bunch of people selling. We raised up a little bit more. And remember, this is on the 1 minute, so this is a dead session hour, trading hour. All of this is just not going to make sense, not going to be consistent. Just don't even look at this, honestly. So, uh, oh, they changed it. Okay. Usually this disappears, and I never have time to like really do anything unless I'm hovering over the word detail. So that's another thing. Hover over the word detail and it won't go away. So if you're ever trying to like take a screenshot or uh, anything like that, you gotta hover over it. But may have literally just changed this to where it's gonna stay on your screen until you click the X, which is I like that change, honestly. All right, if there is anything else, let me see. I don't think there is. I think that's it. Um, yeah, this is Coinank. Another, actually, you know what? There is a lot more. Coinank is, and I can't link anything, so you're gonna have to go to the site itself. Just type in coinank.com. Okay, come over to the derivatives, scroll down, go over to the liquidation map. This is one of my favorites. Okay, don't use the heat map, even though honestly it has one of the most sexy heat maps I've ever seen in my life. This heat map is based off of AI. This is why you don't use it. If you want a heat map, if you actually want a heat map, come over to what is it? CoinGlass. Okay, come over to CoinGlass and then come over to their heat map. This is based off of real orders. Let's see. What are we gonna do? Come over to Model 1 for specific little areas. Okay, which is really good. Model 2 is, let's just say you've covered a lot of the area and you want to see basically, what what side density around that area is. That is that is a lot right there. That's a lot. So you can put it to this. You could see you take out this, but then, you want to see, okay, well, what's kind of like a more condensed version, more compressed version, and then you see there is a ton of orders right here. So there is a ton of orders right here. So it kind of makes it to where it's like instead of more broken down like Model 1, it's more general, which is good for condensing a bit, getting the idea of the area. All right, so what else is there? Yeah, so CoinGlass is good too. Just a side shout out. You can use it for like open interest for, you know, basically we were at the top, we were at a lot of open interest. You could pair that with confirmations. A lot of people are in profit. I remember 99% of addresses were in profit. That could have been a good time to possibly start loading up once we, get the idea more solidified that rates aren't coming this year, which when we did, basically we started tanking. And we knew it wasn't going to come this year, but when traders actually start to price that in, traders actually start to not even price that in, start to come to the reality, really. Because I remember it was 75% of a cut in July. They were putting 75% on that, which was it's bullshit. That's not gonna happen, and that changed drastically. So let's come back over to Coinank. Okay, go to derivatives, like I said, and it's gonna bring. Wait, what? They must have changed something up. I don't remember it being like this. Hold on. There we go. All right. So it's kind of weird the way it's set up because when you go over here, you have a ton of things. Oh, okay. I see. I see. No, it still doesn't make sense. I don't know who made this, but just come over to the liquidation map, and then things start to get a lot easier because then you could just click everything from here. So open interest, we already went over open interest. Same chart from CoinGlass. Open interest. A lot of money started being taken out. Went from 9 billion, 10 billion to 6 billion. A lot of money starting to be taken off the table. That's good. But there's still 6 billion in open interest. It's a lot. It's a lot of orders opened. Volume in the past 24 hours, 43 billion. That's pretty on par. It's pretty on par. Wish you could see the not last 24 hours, like something longer than that. Funding rate. I don't really look at this stuff. Liquidations. This is good, so you can see basically a lot of longs are being liquidated up here because and every time, like for example, every time it drops, not a lot of shorts. Every time it pumps, not a lot of shorts are being liquidated. You know, every time it pumps, not a lot of shorts are being liquidated. Every time it pumps, not a lot of shorts being liquidated. But every time it drops, even a little bit, massive longs are being liquidated. It's showing me that they're not looking for anything short term, anything but short term, and the longs are paying the price. They are the ones that are wrong here. And if they're the orders to eat, the market maker's gonna eat. Okay? So I mean on this drop to the downside the past few days, the longs haven't been being liquidated really that much. And so this could be possibly could be a turnover. But I'm thinking we might come back in even a little bit lower too. We might get one more. It's just possible that we could start to be turning over because we did have quite a drop from 64 all the way to 59.9, no 59.6 something. We didn't have a lot of longs being liquidated here, so you got to kind of pay attention to that. This could be slowly setting up to come back up here, maybe even sweep an all-time high for some liquidations for the shorts. M formation back down off the news of the halving. We don't know, but we are expecting a little bit of a downtrend because we have imbalances like we've been talking about. So that might be the thing that comes first. So liquidations, useful. Um, Liquidation heat map, like I said, this is all based off AI. It sucks that it's based off AI because this means nothing. Like I've compared it to CoinGlass plenty of times, and the orders right here, for example, like one time I went over here to Coinank, orders right here were not on CoinGlass. So you could tell when you read off of AI how the overview, its prediction, they say, basically it's not useful at all. Like this is not what the market maker is going to be using. Liquidation map. This is based off real orders. Okay. This is Binance, BTC USD. This is based off real orders. Okay, this is really good. Very useful. It's dead session trading hours, so I can't really make a prediction, but usually, let's just say this right here is more closer to this side. It's gunning for the long liquidations. So, oh wait, is that true? 64, 60. Yeah, it's gunning for the long liquidations. So honestly, if it's gonna be if it's gonna be gunning for the long liquidations, don't take anything but short term. Like think about it like, because this could be like recovering everything in the one day, but you come over to the 1 week and there's a lot below us. So you gotta on the one day think short term, on the 1 week maybe think a little bit more, maybe swing trading, but still then be careful because a lot of these liquidation strategies are going to be short term.